Good morning, people of YouTube, people of the internet. Welcome back to the channel. It's Slippery, and I hope everybody had just a wonderful Thanksgiving, was able to spend some time with their families and enjoy all the things about Thanksgiving that we've all come to love. And actually, Thanksgiving should be every day, shouldn't it now? So, I've got a couple things going on today. I'm going to go out and take a quick ride. I got a couple of errands to run, but I might stop by a couple of places, maybe take a couple of shots, and see if I can send the drone up anywhere. Again, it's a little chilly. It's probably in the mid-40s, but it's a beautiful sunny day. And we just had a fabulous fall, and it's just so nice to be able to, living up here in the Northeast, being able to take your bike out well into almost December now. So this is great, and I'm really enjoying it. This is another one of these solar farms, and these solar farms seem to have sprung up all over the place. And like them or hate them, they're here. So where they used to be farming potatoes and corn and all kinds of other crops, I guess they're farming energy. But at least I think it's kind of good in a way. It keeps the land open and keeps it from being developed, and it provides a valuable renewable resource. So I guess I'm good with that. Nobody out at the soccer field. You would think with the World Cup everybody would be inspired to play soccer. Goal! The thing makes more noise than the whole thing is worth. I watch some of these vlogging channels on YouTube where whether it's motorcycles or different kinds of vehicles or just people doing stuff, and I have so much respect for them because it's really difficult to do, especially with a GoPro. I mean, the GoPro batteries, if you're doing a long trip, I mean, the GoPro battery only lasts it's less than an hour. So it's like a constant shuffling of batteries if you were really doing some really serious video making. And if you have more than one, like some of these channels do at different various positions and mounts, I mean, you're just constantly shuffling these batteries. So my respect to them for getting it all figured out, especially with the microphone. This is like my second or third microphone that I've been using on here, and some are better than others, but trying to get it in the helmet to get the best sound, and then the sound you get, and it sounds weird sometimes because when I listen to it, like it sounds like you're breathing weird, but it's right in front of your mouth, and it's amplified because it's in basically a sphere that's padded, so it sounds like, you know, there's always labored breathing, but I guess that's just part of it. Those old potato buildings where they would store potatoes back in the day. A lot of them have been repurposed for other uses, of course. What are you going to do? Just tear it away? That's another thing that's come around in the last 20 years is Christmas tree farms. It's become quite popular. And pumpkin farms and interesting story about the pumpkin farms, because we just passed the Halloween season into Thanksgiving, and the east end of Long Island has all kinds of pumpkin farms, or a lot of the farms plant pumpkins in anticipation of it. But an interesting secret, because my son used to help out at one of the farms, and after like the first big weekend, when everybody comes out and gets their pumpkin with their kids and they're all picked out of the field, the farmers generally buy more pumpkins, have them shipped up from some place like Delaware or down from upstate New York. Tractor trailer shows up, and the people at the farm come in and stage the pumpkins out on the field. So, yes, I hate to break it to you. That's that and Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny. You know, some things are just not real, but hey, the kids don't know, right? So as long as they're having fun, who cares? So I've passed by this place a million times, and if you look at it in Google, it's called the Windmill House. But there's not much information about it, and I don't know if it was an actual operating windmill or not. But you pass by it, and it's listed as some kind of tourist attraction now. I don't know what kind of tourist would be attracted to it, except a guy like me who's just randomly driving by. But it does look interesting. It's in quite a bit of disrepair, and I wonder if it was actually operating at some point, because it does look like it was functional at one time. Somebody puts Christmas lights on it every year, and there is a padlock on the door. Hey, look at me. Hey, guys. And there is electric here. There's a basement down here too. It's kind of spooky. Let's see if there's anything that works up here. Well, it was a shaft. And here's a big wheel. And it looks like it's pretty vintage. It looks like it did do something at some time, but who knows? Fun fact that I think there's like 11 windmills all around Long Island that were operational at one point, and I think that's like the most in any part of the country. There's a basement down here. Should we take a look? Hope there's no bodies down here. Doesn't look like anything. Pipes. That's actually too bad this thing is in such a point of disrepair. It's actually a very nice old structure. From time to time you see wedding parties stop by here and take photographs here. Yeah, it's a interesting old structure. It'd be nice if someone renovated it someday. Right in the heart of the North Fork farmlands. Alright. I don't think there's much to send up the drone here. Just a lot of farmland, so I'm going to take a ride down to town into Riverhead. Now I'm in the town of Riverhead, and I'm just passing by the middle school. And Riverhead's a town that actually is situated right between the two forks of Long Island, the North and the South Forks, and it's right at the point of where those two forks branch off. And actually the Peconic River bisects the town, or it's probably further to the south of the town, and it's where the Peconic River, which is fresh water at that point, spills into the Peconic Bay, which is salt water. These old railroad cars. This is the Riverhead train station. I guess that's a snowplow. I guess that's what you would call a snowplow. I don't know if they still use it. I know there's a museum here. A couple of old-time cabooses. It looks like an old cattle car, an old freight car. And this is a station here. I think there's a rail museum over here, but I've never been to it, so I'm not 100% sure. Oh yeah, this is the rail museum here. There's a set of old trucks. Railroad Museum of Long Island. Looks like they're doing some work back there with the bucket loader. How cool is that? That is cool. It's actually the seat of the county is in the town of Riverhead. There's a Suffolk County courthouse. There's a lot of courts in the town itself. So behind Main Street, this is actually the river here. And I would imagine the fresh water around this area becomes brackish as it mixes with the salt water. I guess he didn't like me. What about you? What's your story? I don't know if you can see them, but they're two egrets. They're probably too far away for the GoPro, but they're waiting for their next meal. So, I did one of the most incredibly boneheaded things. I sent the drone up, and it was flying up and down the riverfront back here. And you could see there were some really, really cool views. You could see almost where the river spills into into the Peconic Bay, and then I noticed I didn't put the record button on and it went through like an entire battery, so I had to put the battery back in and give it another try. But you know what? I guess I'm not the first to have that have happened to me. What a rookie mistake that was. But I was just having so much fun flying the thing, and the sun was nice and the weather was good, and didn't turn on that record button, so I guess that happens. Local constabulary. So I'm going to take a ride out to this spot where actually the river finally spills from the back of Main Street into the Great Peconic Bay, and there's an overpass there, so let's see if I can get some drone shots from down there. Yeah, and this looks like a nice place to send up the drone. This is where the Peconic River spills into the Peconic Bay, and it's in the hamlet of Flanders in the town. I think it's part of the town of Southampton. So let me see if I can get a couple of drone shots.